What's up, bosses? Welcome back to the hottest show, the Truck Boss Show. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel and hit that bell notification so you're up to date with all the latest trucker news. Today we've got a fun and informative show for you. Here's what we got coming up. We're bringing you the coolest finds from our trip to one of Texas's smallest but proudest truck shows. And next, we're talking shots, and not the ones that you're probably thinking about, but shots. That's right. Did you know that NBA All-Star Kyrie Irving has ties to the trucking industry? We're going to tell you all about it coming up. Take it away, Jason. One of the things I love most about small towns is that they always throw the best parties. Quanah, Texas has both an interesting history and a unique annual car and truck show. Check it out. Hey guys, today Truck Boss is in Quanah, Texas for their annual truck and car show. And guess what? Quanah actually translates to sweet smelling fragrance, but right now, all I'm smelling is great food and black smoke, so let's go check it out. Named after the legendary Native American war leader, this figurehead of the Comanche Nation became the icon of Quanah, Texas. This trucker town of just under 2,500 residents is located on the northern edge of the state, and we got to experience some of the best parts of small town living. Everything from Friday night lights to an awesome car and truck show. Quanah has been celebrating souped-up cars and tricked-out trucks for over 35 years, and Steven Sparkman, local owner-operator and Quanahite, was here when it all got started.
I was a senior in high school when they started the event in 1984. It was the centennial of our community. The town of Quanah celebrated 100 years, and the Century Car Club, named after that 100-year celebration, began the car show that year, and they've had it every year since until last year.
COVID threw a wrench in a lot of plans, but that never changed the passion that the town has for its own history. But what is it about this event that makes it so special?
Well, I think just because it's been going on so long, and then of course it's our hometown, so we don't travel to truck shows. This is the only one we do, so for us that's probably why. You've got pretty good assortment of older trucks and then some new trucks too, and well, it's in our backyard, so it's special to us.
But enough talking. Jason, let's show them what we saw. Today I am joined by
Cole Sr., aka Snowman.
Yep, and he's gonna give us a walk around of his truck. What can you tell me about your engine here?
She shits and gets.
There's no registration, there's no prizes. It's just come to the show and visit, bring your working truck or bring your antique truck or whatever, and it's just a weekend of fun and, you know, visit and talk shop and share stories. Come for the fun and bring what you run.
The residents of Quanah are some of the friendliest people I've ever met. I'll be making my way back to that show very soon. Brittany, what do you got on your end?
Hey, thanks, Chris. Do you know what happens when an NBA All-Star teams up to help a trucking company get its feet off the ground? Well, that's what you're about to find out in this next story, how the one and only Kyrie Irving is making an impact on the very cool up-and-coming trucking company named Fleeting.
Kyrie Irving, NBA All-Star, a basketball MVP and champion. Fans flock to him and are always curious to know what he will say or do next. But what some don't know is that Kyrie has a major heart for giving back to the community.
So Kyrie Irving is one of the premier NBA All-Stars. He plays at the highest level of the game, and what's exciting to me is that the Kyrie Irvings and so many athletes that are present in professional sports, playing at the elite level, they don't have the model of consumerism and materialism like so many athletes in the past. Their first impulse is to think about how they can use their platforms to empower people.
And that's what Kyrie Irving is currently doing by creating Pt.1 Consulting, where he invests into businesses that might not have a chance otherwise. Marcus Glover of Lockstep Ventures and Kyrie joined forces to give $500,000 to an up-and-coming trucking company called Fleeting, making trucking Kyrie's very first industry to invest in with Pt.1.
When I first introduced Kyrie Irving to Fleeting, he immediately got excited in ways that surprised me. He had an immediate interest in trucking. It may or may not be known that Kyrie Irving actually owns 3 rigs of his own.
Yes, you heard him right. Kyrie owns 3 semis of his own, and the reason he purchased these rigs has a lot to do with the global pandemic.
He just bought them and actually didn't even know what to do with them, but is so excited about trucking. And when we first met, his interest was in figuring out how to support Black farmers who were trying to get produce to market. And so that began his interest to learn more about trucking and why he bought trucks of his own.
And this initial interest of Kyrie's into the trucking industry ultimately led he and Marcus to invest in Pierre Laguerre's company, Fleeting. Fleeting is a commercial trucking and fleet management service trucking company, but it's way more than that. Fleeting goes above and beyond by helping to train formerly incarcerated men and women into the trucking industry. It also gives all truck drivers the tools and education needed to be an entrepreneur for their own trucking business.
So when we first introduced Pierre and Fleeting to him, he immediately committed and said, this is exactly what I've been researching and this is exactly what I want to do. So it really speaks to the quality of elite athletes. Some of their ambition off of the court and off the field is probably greater than their on-court success.
And that success has led right to Fleeting. The company provides numerous incentives to drivers, such as flexible hours, so they have more time with their families. Drivers also have the freedom to control their schedules, and it lets other drivers drive without having their own truck. But it wasn't the company itself that sold Kyrie and Marcus, it was actually the CEO, Pierre himself.
The expression is, don't bet on the horse, bet on the jockey. Typically, people will analyze the horse, see how fast it is, see how many races the horse will have won. But there are investors like me who are more interested in the jockey. If all horses are comparatively equal, then oftentimes it's the jockey that's the difference maker. Here was a young man who rose up through the ranks of trucking. And so he had hands-on time behind the wheel. That means a lot. He can walk into a conference room, and while he'll start out the most silent person in the room, it won't take him long before he has a marker and a whiteboard, and he is explaining in graphs and in charts the world of trucking. So again, you don't bet on the horse, you bet on the jockey. When you meet a Pierre who has the resilience, the ambition, the education of advanced tech and advanced business, that is someone with a unique skill set that you want to back.
And stay tuned, you guys, because on the next show, we're actually going to talk with Pierre Laguerre himself and Kyrie Irving's team. I am so excited, Chris. We're going to talk all about Fleeting, the company, and the trucking industry, and see all about everything that Kyrie has done in his new business venture. It's so neat.
Yeah, it's so cool that NBA players are involved. You never would have thought about that connection.
Yeah, but they have, you know, so many of these basketball all-stars have a calling, and it's really cool what his calling is.
Yeah.
His calling is really to help people and to
Yes.
help businesses and to give chances to businesses that may not have a chance otherwise. And I think it's great he
Yeah.
started with the trucking industry.
That's a great initiative that Kyrie has got.
It really is.
And on the next show, guys, we've got a great truck walk around with Steven Sparkman. He's the gentleman from Quanah, Texas, actually. And he has an awesome Peterbilt 389, and we're going to show you guys all of the best things.
And then also Fleeting Part 2, like we just said. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because we can't do this without you and your support.
That's right. So why do we do this, Brittany?
Because you're the boss.